What's happening, everyone? Nicky Hawkins here, West Ham Fan TV, back once again with West Ham Fan TV live and uncut, as usual with my old friend Ryan Archer. We'll have to get a guest on here soon, right?
Yeah, we'll have to. We don't want people getting bored of us. I don't know what happened. I think there's a little delay on my thing, but we'll get a guest on. So you all right? You look a bit.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to set up the comments and all that sort of stuff so I can see like both myself and the comments.
It's all going wrong. It's all kicked off.
It's all kicked off. Last day of Hangouts, of course, mate. Last day that we're going to be able to do this in the Google Hangouts.
Yeah, resting.
Do you know what? It's starting to rain.
No.
That's not good. Yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace, Google Hangouts.
Rest in peace, Google Hangouts, indeed, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. You?
I'm a lot better after that game the other day.
Yeah, it was a good run out. 5-3 win. Loads of goals. What you want to see. Obviously, Sebastian Haller and Fornals getting their first goals for the club, which is good. Antonio as well. Look, it was a good run out. Another good match fitness and minutes for key players. So it's going to be interesting how he lines up against Man City on the opening day. But I think you'll probably see the first half of Atletico Bilbao is going to probably be near enough to start in 11 going into the Man City game.
I might have to sort of abandon my position in a minute and go inside. You might see me in a bit of a weird position. Listen, I think it was a barnstorming performance. Not perfect defensively, that's what I would say. High line was causing a little bit of trouble at times, I think. But storming going forward, Haller, 2 assists, 1 goal. Fornals getting on the score sheet. Lanzini with another cracking goal. The Diangana goal was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, great little through ball from Sanchez as well for Diangana, and a great finish from Diangana as well. He sort of wrong-footed the goalkeeper, didn't he? Put it in the bottom corner when the goalkeeper thought he was going to go to the far post. But no, there was some great play. I mean, Jack Wilshere once again looked sharp. What I love about Jack Wilshere is he always wants to look forward, get people into place. The little flicks around the corners, Lanzini as well. Anderson didn't have the greatest game, but he was still effective. But the defence was a bit of a I wouldn't say a shambles, but it was a bit all over the place at the time. And obviously, the goalkeeping situation, Fabianski picking up that injury just before kickoff. It's meant to be like a groin strain, not as bad. So hopefully he'll be all right for City. But yeah, I wouldn't be confident going into the City game with Roberto in goal.
Yeah, I'm off him, boys. It's starting to piss down. He does keep on talking, mate.
Are you sure that it's raining and just not your neighbour?
It is pissing down, mate. It is starting to piss down.
Nicky's on the go. Look, he looked like Keith Lemon through the keyhole. Look.
Back into the house. Just turn the light on.
Now, who lives in a house like this?
So it is. I know it might be a bit dark now, boys. Thank you to everyone that's in the chat as well. All the guys, I can see you all. West Ham Live, Elements 115, BIL S100. Some questions coming as well. We'll take them in a minute. But yeah, once again, mate, sorry, we'll start that again because it's very promising, of course.
What's that? The
pre-season game.
Yeah.
Someone just said in the chat there that it's sort of it was shocking. I don't think it was shopping.
What, the game yesterday?
Yeah.
I think on the defensive side it was. I mean, going forward, we looked a real threat. I mean, it's just about getting. I mean, Masuaku, Diop, Balbuena, and Fredericks haven't had a full game together. I mean, that's probably going to be the starting back four going into the season as long as they're all fit. So it's sometimes it did look a bit of a shambles, but I think Pellegrini are getting right. I think Declan Rice is obviously going to have to play a bit more defensively as the holding midfielder. He's going to have to drop back in and help out the back four at times. And I know we have been playing quite a high line in pre-season. I hope we don't do that against Man City at the opening day because we get caught out because on the attack, Man City are obviously one of the best in the world at it. So it's going to be tough. But no, I think going forward, we look solid. It's good to see that little formation. And obviously, you've got Yarmolenko to add to that. You've got Antonio, Snodgrass, Mark Noble as well to chuck into midfield. So it's looking strong going forward, but we need to get it sorted out at the back.
Someone's just said a question about your mate, Ryan. On a scale of 1 to Alan McKnight, how shit was Roberto?
Yeah, I mean, look, he hasn't really impressed me. I had this questioning on the social, and I don't want to be too harsh on him because he's only played a few games, but I really don't see like the difference between him and Adrian. I'd rather have kept Adrian. He looks a bit all over the place at times, but look, he's new to the English football. It might take him a few games, but he's when you've got a goalkeeper like Fabianski who's going to be number one every week. When Fabianski is not available, you want someone to come in who's going to be ready. And Roberto does panic me a bit, but look, he's new. I don't want to judge him too soon.
Would you have given the new kid David Martin a go rather than Roberto? We've seen Roberto a few times, so he's obviously looking at him as a second. But he was, I don't know, he's not looked too comfortable. And obviously, look, we've had Randolph before, and you can't, judge someone on one game. But he's obviously priming him to be the second goalkeeper just in case. And obviously, Fabianski's getting injured, which is not ideal. Would you give Martin a go?
Yeah, I would have given him a run out because he could have, if he played well in pre-season, then he could have stepped in and if Fabianski was injured. But it is a bit of a worry. I mean, we let Nathan Trott go out on loan. I mean, I'd probably rather have given him a run out in pre-season before loaning him out to see what he was actually like. But as I said, fingers crossed. Let's hope that Fabianski ain't injured. And he'll be available for. I won't even risk him on Saturday if he's still feeling it. But as long as he's ready for Man City, he's a class goalkeeper, and we need him in between the sticks.
I am going to be getting a new webcam for the people saying clean the webcam. It's not a thing that I prove it every week. It's a dead pixel. So I'm going to be getting a new webcam that's been ordered. That should be here in the next few days. Evening, gents. Quick question for you. Great show. As always, Andy Miles says, if you could bring back an ex-player into defence, midfield and striker for our current squad, who would you have?
I'd have Bobby Moore, Billy Bonds and Dean Ashton.
Absolutely.
That's just off the top of my head. But there's probably loads. You could say DeCanio. There's loads in there.
We've got a opportunity to do some interviews with some ex-players, so we might bring one of them onto the live, not into the live show, but we might sort of overlay a clip because we can do that now with the new software. Overlay a clip of an ex-player. We might ask them a couple of questions. So if anyone's in the live chat's got any questions for the players that we're going to be interviewing, it'd be Colton Cole, Paul Konchesky, and David James. So if anyone's got any questions for them, that we're going to see them Sunday, please let me know now. We'll jot them down. Are you excited for the season, Why?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm actually looking forward to Saturday, mate. Pre-season, just getting back over the London Stadium. I know it's not going to be a competitive game. It's going to be a game of two halves. You see a stronger team first half, which is understandable. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the season now. I'm watching the build-up on sort of Sky Sports News. Teams are starting to do a bit of business now. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to that first game, getting into London Stadium, seeing our new signings and our team try to go toe-to-toe with Man City on the opening day.
Terence Crane says Nicky Pellegrini has to go. Terence, if Pellegrini's got to go, mate, who takes over? No chance, not for me.
Why would Pellegrini have to go? What's he done wrong?
He just says he keeps saying we was terrible in the game. Sean Mann asked David James about the Rio art prank. Did it piss him off? I will definitely jot that down. Angelo Osborne, you're all legends. Hi, Nicky and Ryan. Do you think West Ham can get 5th place? Don't ask me.
Look, it's got to be the ambition of the team going into the new season that we've got to try to get into Europe. So maybe top 5's a bit too much, but look, we've got to be trying to get into that top 7, top 6, at least challenging to get into Europe. So that's what I'm saying. We've got the players. I think we just we're about 2 or 3 more signings away from having the sort of perfect squad going into the season, because at the moment the starting 11 is strong, but we pick up a few injuries. It's going to be tough. So I think we're a couple of signings away from having a sort of perfect squad. And I mean, talking of transfer rumours today, mate, one player that's been linked with us is Gary Cahill, free transfer, 33 years old. Would it be
Big
worth?
links today. Big links today.
Yeah, would it be worth bringing him in for the season or giving him a I don't know a 2-year deal? He's a good defender. He wouldn't be a first choice, but if he wants to come in and play backup to Diop and Balbuena, it wouldn't be a bad shout.
I don't know. He's never. He's been a good player for Chelsea, but he's an old boy now. You know what I mean? We can't just keep on signing these old boys. I've heard a rumor today that Pellegrini is allowed to bring one more player in as long as he's under £5 million. I don't know what under £5 million gets you, but I might make myself available if he's got that sort of money to spend, because I think that's what me and you would cost.
Well, I was just about to say I'm 5.5, so it misses out on me. I just have to wait
in the dream team.
I'll have to wait for someone else to come in on deadline day for me. But I might go on loan to West Ham if they're desperate.
Yeah, would you take Balotelli on a free? We answer this every week. Course we would. Aaron Long says Carl English. Yeah, I think he was under £5 million, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Aaron Long, the American guy from the MLS.
You've also got like there's options out there. There's a couple. There's loan deals. There's free transfers that you can go out there. I know Sturridge.
Listen, I'll say it like it's nothing. We got Balbuena for 4.
Yeah. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. You could go out and find a gem out there for under $5 million but with the transfer window shutting in, what is it, next Thursday, a week's time, it's going to be difficult to get someone abroad. So you might have to start looking at home and free transfers. You got, as we said the other day, you got Danny Welbeck, Daniel Sturridge, there's Balotelli. There's a few players out there that we can bring in that will strengthen the squad.
Akil Ravat says, what position do you think is our weakest area? It's got to be fullback for me. Just quite weak there.
Yeah, I think, look, Masuaku, I'll be honest with you, Masuaku had a run out against Hertha Berlin, and I said to you earlier, he seemed like he wasn't pushing on as much as he did. Maybe he's sort of been told to work on his defensive game. And if he does, he's going to be our first choice right back. I mean, he played a beautiful ball through to left back. Sorry, yeah. He played a beautiful ball through to, was it Sanchez or for the fourth goal to set up Diagana, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, I also think we do need to strengthen in the central midfield as well, because we can't keep relying on sort of like Declan Rice and Noble. With Carlos Sanchez for me, even though probably yesterday was probably his best game that I've seen him play in the West Ham shirt. But I just don't think he's good enough. So we're gonna. I think. Listen, ideally, I'd like to bring in another 3 or 4 players before transfer deadline, and a striker, maybe 2 midfielders and a defender. But
people saying here that our midfield leaves our defence exposed. I do sort of agree with that in a way, but I think that sort of lineup is going to depend on the opponent. And if I'm going by sort of like what I see on Thursday, Tuesday. Was it Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Tuesday, isn't it? Wednesday. What's the day today?
Thursday.
Monday.
Okay, what's this? A Craig David song?
Yeah. But what I see on Wednesday, we'll outscore a lot of teams with the players we've got going forward. But I don't think we'll be chucking that in and playing that way against the Man Cities, the Man Uniteds, the Arsenals, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I just can't see that happening. I can't see him just going all guns blazing against them sort of teams. But when it comes to going forward, we've got the sort of players to now start scoring teams like, the Burnleys and the Bournemouths of the world.
Yeah, look, it's all well and good having the flair players that are going to score you goals and entertain you, but they've got to track back and help. I think that's what we got caught out a lot with last season, and why we conceded a few goals, because some of the flair players, as we say, like the Lanzinis and Andersons, you don't expect them to track back because they're there to do a job. But sometimes these players have to dig their heels in and help out at the back. And if Masuaku's bombing forward and Fredericks is bombing forward, and you're leaving players like Diop and Balbuena on their own with Declan Rice chasing back, you're going to get caught out all the time. So it's about having that balance in the team.
Yeah. someone make a good point here about George Parry says Carlos Sanchez looked mad against for Berlin. If only he was like that consistently, not once a year. Look, I've spent the whole summer writing him off, and he had to be honest, he had a brilliant game. What a ball that was for Diangana as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think this is the best performance I've ever seen him in a West Ham shirt. He hasn't had many, but no, I thought he played really well. And look, you never know. You know, he could turn out to, if we keep him, he could turn out to be a decent squad player. But I don't know. I mean, we've let Obiang go. Obiang, and if I had a choice out of Obiang and Sanchez, I'd choose Obiang all day long. But we need to replace Obiang and we need to get someone in. As I said, we've got a week now. So there's a week for... I'm sure that Pellegrini and the board are working on transfers, and hopefully within the next 2 or 3 days, we can get a couple of players in.
Someone saying about the dirt. It's not dirt. It's a dead pixel. Look, I can't do anything about it. It doesn't come off. Looks like you have some sort of dirt on your camera, Nicky. Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Evening, Nicky and Ryan. Who do you think will sign and do you think it'd be? We'll answer that in a minute. Colky Reiki made a good point. Hi, gents. BT Sports Predictor has put us as the leakiest defence next season. What are your thoughts? Well, I think that's a lazy predictor, to be honest with you. How can you predict anything that's going to happen in the Premier League? There's a fly getting involved, and I'm not having it. How can you predict anything in football? You know what I mean? Look, people keep on saying about how bad we look this way, how bad we look that way, and like I'm guilty of it. So I'm not going to turn around and start slagging people off for being guilty of you know, looking at pre-season and thinking, oh God, you know what I mean? Let the season start first. After the first about 5 games, let's see where we are, and we'll work from there. Fuck off. Fucking hell.
I know, mate. I had one in the front room earlier who was doing my nut in the fly. They always seem...
do you know what? I always have the back door open. There's about 4 in here. Yeah. They're just setting up like family, I think, somewhere. Go on, mate. Go on. Sorry.
What? I forgot what we were saying.
BT bought us predictor. How can you predict anything?
Yeah. I don't get that, mate.
BT bought.
BT bought. Yeah, no, it's just saying to build up the season, isn't it? You can't predict. I mean, they could predict us to lose 5 or 6-0 against City, and we could turn up and win 1-0, and that's their predictions out the window already. So, yeah, it's just I don't see how people can sit there already predicting and.
The thing that winds me up about it is that what BT Sport probably don't realise because they're sitting in their offices is that they release these things and people start to take these things as fucking gospel and they start looking at going, oh my fucking God, we're going to finish 11. We're going to have the leakiest defence, blah, blah, blah. As Hammersjack just come in, they do it by an algorithm. So they're going on last season and all that sort of stuff. Look, how can you algorithm anything? You don't know who's going to get injured. You don't know who's going to have stormers. You know what I mean? We had a good partnership at the end of last season with Diop and Balbuena when he came back. You don't know. You know what I mean? I know it's looked a bit hooky, but let's get to the fucking season and let's see how we perform against the teams in the competitive games before we start whinging about anything. Someone just said, I'm sick of the self-defeating attitude. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, people are getting disheartened about pre-season, but look, Liverpool ain't had a great pre-season. You know what I mean? They've lost a few games and shipped a few goals, so you can't really go on pre-season results, and you got to be sort of excited going into a new season because I'll tell you what, if we manage to pull off a result against City, it's going to be like when we beat Arsenal on the opening day the other year. Everyone's going to be buzzing, and then you go into a few games.
If I'm not wrong, mate, I heard all the same thing in that pre-season when we was in pre-season and how bad we was looking in the season where we had a fantastic season.
Yeah, you just want to go into a new season. Look, it's a fresh start for everyone. It's a fresh start for every Premier League club. You know, you can have a bad season last year, but it's a fresh start. It starts now. After this Bilbao game, the work starts. You know, they're getting training next week. They're probably already working on their tactics against City and watching City in pre-season and things like that. But next week is when it starts, and that's when it builds up. Next Friday night is going to be like a Christmas Eve. You know, we're going to be can't wait to get over there and take on the City.
Noah Lubtai says, "Jesus Christ is Lord." Thanks, Noah. Jamie B from an Everton fan. I know he's nearly 34, but Leighton Baines is still quality, and much as I love him, he would be good for West Ham.
Yeah, I think he's just signed a new deal, isn't he, at Everton? So, I don't think we're going to have any chance. Don't think we'll have any chance getting him. I don't think they're interested in new left backs. He's obviously got Creswell and Masuaku, and that's who he's putting faith in next season.
Hammershat said, "Is Fredericks injury prone?" So I guess that's Gio. Hello, Gio. Is he injury prone?
I hope not, but yeah, he seems to have. Since he's been with the club, he seems to have picked up a few injuries. But I think I see someone say, I can't remember if it was X or it might have been Hammershat that said it, that obviously Noble, Fredericks and Reed were left out because as precautions, So hopefully we'll see him get a run out against Bilbao.
James Fever says, Max Aarons from Norwich. He is a gem and defo worth a look. Listen, James, when a team is coming into the Premier League, they don't want to sell you their players. Let's be fair. They ain't going to want to sell you their players until at least January.
Do you know what? Norwich have only spent 1.1 million.
Well, I'd like to only spend 1.1 million.
But as a newly promoted team, when you look at Aston Villa, have spent over 100 million.
Yeah.
You look at Sheffield, even Sheffield United have broke their transfer record like 3 or 4 times. Norwich have spent 1.1 million. That's not great. I mean, I know it's good that they're trying to be loyal to the players that got them up, but listen, you can win the championships by 100 clear points. When you step up to the Premier League, it's totally different, and it's going to be a tough season for them next year.
Graham Lindsay says, "Hi from Alberta, Canada. Why does our defence look so piss poor?"
You know what? I
don't know.
I know exactly what it is. Pellegrini's told the defence, "Go out there, look shit. We'll make City think they're going to smash us, and then when we turn up, they won't even get a chance, and we'll beat them 3-0.
Yeah, we're not going to get a sniff. Norwich got good manager and a good youth coming through. I reckon Villa might do a Fulham, says Joe O'Brien. Possibly. Richard, I can't wait for the new seat. He says, I can wait, but I'm sure he says, I can't wait. Haller is going to be a star and buy of the season. I agree.
Someone's just made a good point there. Touch potential. Love the fact we've gone for quality over quantity this season. And it is.
Yes.
Maybe our team only needed about 3 or 4 new signings,
Listen, I'm going to sit here and, you know me, Ryan. I'm not one to sort of like tickle the balls bollocks or, sit here and try and convince everyone that they've done fucking wonders. My stance on them and all that sort of thing. But they are bringing in quality players. I know we lost an Arnautovic. It's something that, that is unfortunate, but it was bound to happen. He was going to start fucking chucking his toys out of a pram. But they've identified some quality players and they've got quality. And I've always said, it's not always about the amount of money you spend. It's what you add to your squad. And we are adding good quality to the squad.
Yeah, as you said, we lost Arnie, which, look, it is a big loss. Despite his attitude, it's a big loss. But I think we've replaced him with better. Sebastian Haller. I really do. And I'm not just saying that because I'm bitter because Arnie left. I really think he looks like a complete striker. I think you said it the other day. Arnie's not the sort of player that will make the forward runs. He's
not a striker. That was why. He's not a striker.
He will track the ball down, but once it goes past him, he's got his hands on his hip moaning. I think Sebastian Haller is going to bring a lot of players into play. You see it yesterday. Just what we've seen of him at Fulham and Hertha Berlin yesterday. It's exciting. And Pablo Fornals, for me, is looking at him. I'm excited to really see him on the pitch at the London Stadium.
I'm really looking forward to Saturday, to be honest.
Yeah, massive crowd. Linking up with Lanzini, Anderson. As I said, Yarmolenko. I mean, someone said in the comments earlier that Yarmolenko's a sort of lazy bastard and he won't track back. I sort of agree with that, but he done the same last pre-season, didn't he, in the first few games? But then he started really getting into his stride. And I remember that Chelsea game before he got injured, he was tracking back and things like that. So he could turn out to hopefully have a great season for West Ham.
Ray Thompson says it's nice to see us buying players to go straight into our first 11 and not bench warmers.
Of course, and that's what it's all about. Listen, there's going to be players in that dressing room that are upset. Mark Noble might not even make the first 11 if everyone's fully fit. But it's about them pulling in training and proving to Pellegrini. And when they do get the chance to come on, prove to Pellegrini, this is my spot. I want to be in the first team. And as a manager and as fans, that's what we want. Go on.
Go on. No, go on, mate. Go on.
No, I was going to say the last few years we've had, especially with the bigger signings, we've not had much luck. You look at Andy Carroll. We never had no luck with him. He come back, he looked good, he got injured, and that was just like eat, sleep, drink, repeat with Andy Carroll. That's what it was. And we had it with Dean Ashton as well. Unfortunately, picked up a career-ending injury. So we've not had much luck with strikers down the years, but
especially the ones we paid big money for as well.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, like I said, what I've seen of Sebastian Elliott at the moment, I'm impressed with him, and I just hope. And someone like him, he will want to go out and impress. He'll want to get his name on the world stage in the Premier League because, look, I don't like saying this, but he probably is looking for another move in his career to a bigger club than West Ham. And listen, players have ambition, but I hope that he finds that he's happy at West Ham and he wants to stay at West Ham for a long time.
Do you know what? I'm going to bring up a second subject because I know all the guys in the comments want to talk about signings and all this sort of stuff. I wish we had the answers, but we ain't got the answers. And we can sit here speculating all we want, and we've done it all summer, sort of speculating. It's exciting, but I'm going to bring up a second subject so we can get sort of away from signings for a minute. And one of the subjects I'm going to bring up, Ryan, is away ticket allocation. There has been a huge sort of rumbling on social media this week. We've been victims of it ourselves. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of, I don't know, revolt or rebel or what about, but it's one of them things where you're not going to please everyone, are you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we fell victims of it this week. We missed out the first time we've ever missed out on tickets. Missed out by a point. It is what it is. I've had to go into the ballot. Fingers crossed. I get the tickets for Watford, but yeah, I mean, there's rumours that some corporate get you because you've got the bond holders, you've got the away season ticket holders, you got corporate, you got players, family, and staff members that get tickets. So. Look, with the ballot and the 10%, I sort of do agree with it, but I think for low allocations and for London derbies, I don't think it should be in effect. I don't think it's right, because people will miss out. But it's like we've gone into the ballot now and we're going in there with people that might not have travelled to any games last season that might get a ticket. But, I'm not. Look, I know some people can't go week in, week out, and I understand that, but I do feel it is a bit unfair, especially with the corporate side of it, because you buy corporate, you're allowed to get away tickets. I don't think that's fair. I think if it's going to rumble on, there's going to be arguments. I think what they'll have to do is maybe they can't do it this season, but maybe look into it next season. Is go old school, scrap the away season ticket scheme, and just go, as I said, old school, first come first serve. Put in your forms or online.
Line up at the fucking... I'll tell you what, when I was a kid, well, when we was kids, I'm not just talking about me. Me and you have been up there plenty of time, mate. We used to be outside that fucking ticket office at 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes for the big tickets, me and you.
Yeah, do you remember that time when we played Man United away in the FA Cup? We was the first people there. We got there about 4 o'clock in the morning. There was no one queuing up. Nicky was like, oh, look, let's just have a little.
It was cold. Let's put it in perspective. It was fucking freezing.
It was January time, wasn't it? So we were sitting.
It was
there.
the FA Cup. It must have been the FA Cup.
It was the FA Cup third round when we beat on 1-0. I remember Nicky was like, "Whack the heater on. Look, let's just have an hour's kip and we'll queue up." 3 hours later, we wake up and there's a massive queue. So
it goes round the stadium.
So we're back. We had to run out. Lucky enough, there was 9,000 tickets available that day, so we got them. So, but yeah. That's to say like the old days, but yeah, something has to be done because I don't think it's fair, completely fair.
There are systems in other clubs, because the rumblings of this argument, Ryan, is how do you make it fair to everyone? Because when I looked at it, I was surprised that like for a 3,000 allocation, which is sort of a normal allocation for a Premier League ground, for 3,500, half of them tickets go before it even reaches a priority point.
Well, yeah, I mean, Brighton give us 3,000 tickets. It started at 24 points and it sold out on 14 points. Now, Watford only give us 2,032. So they started at 25 and sold out on 21. So, as you said, 700 away season ticket holders, bond holders, corporate. What does that leave? About 300 odd tickets.
Mm. Yeah.
It's bullshit, Nicky.
No, yeah, that is it's completely right. You know what I mean? When I'm somebody just said that FFCMH, do you think the corporate away ticket rumor is true? I know it's true. I know for a fact it's true.
I know people in corporate that they got them for even games like AFC Wimbledon last year. So it is true.
AFC Wimbledon, where the allocation was, what was it, Ryan? Remind me.
Sorry, say that again.
What was the allocation for AFC Wimbledon? 800?
Not even that. I think it's about 600-700, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they got them for them. So I know for a fact it's true. I know it's true. It's completely true. Galaxy Techno Beats, Nicky, are away tickets on general sale. They're in a ballot, which you have to put.
But I think that's only for season ticket holders.
Mm.
So season ticket holders only that can enter the ballot.
Are they on general sale? Some go to general sale, mate. The best thing to do with tickets is always sort of check the websites. And if you see like a Man City or something like that on a Monday night, check the Villa ones, because they could be ones that go on general sale when they're midweek and they're a little bit of travel, because not everyone can get off work. And not everyone can make it on them days, but keep on checking, because sometimes they do go to general sale.
Yeah, I mean,
teams like Everton normally go on general sale.
Andy Walsh makes a good point. He says, "Makes me laugh when you get people getting tickets and sending them to get the priority point." That's thing.
This is a thing, isn't it? This is a thing that West Ham have been saying that they're going to try to do this year is introduce these spot ID checks, but they've been saying this for years. They never do it. They might do it once at Watford or something, and that'd be it.
You can't do that. You'll be standing there going through 3,000 tickets and then arguments. They won't do that. All they care. They've got their money. They've got their 30 quid for the ticket. They don't care who goes.
Well, they need to start. Why don't they put photos on the tickets?
Once again, it's not West Ham tickets, is it? It's away tickets. So
we've got the technology here now, Ryan, where someone can apply for a ticket and you can put a photo on them.
Yeah, I know.
They do all that sort of stuff for World Cups and all that sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a fucking difficult thing to do.
But then, all right, say we got to the FA Cup final and you didn't get a ticket and your mate couldn't go and he give you it, but you didn't have your photo on it and you couldn't go in.
I can't have plastic surgery, mate.
But look, let's just see what the club do, because I know that there's been a few complaints made to the ticket office and that. So look, they might look into it. They might not. It might be one for the OSB to bring up in their next meeting, whenever it is, or your friends at WUSA can jot it down and get involved. And look.
Man United do random ID checks and some games and make you pick the ticket up as at away grounds with ID. Yes, I know very well the problems at Man United. That way you can get a new camera. Randy Jackson, have you thought about doing a Patreon? Lads, you need to start a Patreon account. Have you thought about that? Yes, we have. Dave Bromley, will WHFTV be doing the fan interviews after the game? Would love to have a chat with you guys. Keep up the great work. Yes.
Is that for Saturday? For
Saturday, yes. That's when we start. We're starting our season. Look, we don't... We haven't got the funds or anything like that to travel around the world. I wish we did, but we just haven't. And we've got jobs and we've got responsibilities and all that. Hopefully, after this season, when we're starting to sort of like find a way to sort of make this more of a full-time thing for some of us, yes, we will have the money and we will have the resources and we will have the time to be traveling around the world. So we don't get that. So this season we normally go to a few local ones, but I thought this season, as it's home, that's a great time to start. Then we can talk to people about how they felt about the summer, blah, blah, blah. Because fan interviews, look, Dan was there at Fulham on Saturday, and he done a good job as usual. But what the fuck is the point in talking to people at pre-season? As I said, you're talking about a game that's redundant. It doesn't mean anything. So it'll always be good to get a sort of summary at Bilbao about how they think the summer's gone, where we need to improve. Obviously, last knockings of transfer news and all that sort of thing. And we have a sort of more of an idea about where we are going to be come the Saturday after. I mean, one more thing
sort of before we go. You talk about traditions at West Ham and things like that. I've just seen a story, well, just before we done this, that they're not doing the match day program next year. They've replaced it with a 116-page magazine. Still £3.50. Still £3.50. But yeah, there's no more match day programs.
The death of the program.
Yeah, it looks like it's been replaced with a magazine, which is like.
Is it just a program with a different fucking fancy name?
No, it's a magazine. It's probably, I suppose, going to be bigger. It's got 116 pages, probably 114 of them are just going to be full of adverts and.
Might say an advert now.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I'm not really one for sort of collecting programs and that, but yeah, it's just like the old traditions of football are just slowly fading away now. And look, it might be a good thing. It might be a good read. You know, I might even purchase one just to see what it's like against Man City. But it is a shame, innit? You know, things like that.
Hammer's chat. If it looks like a program, costs the same as a program, has the contents of a program. ... I agree, mate. It's a fucking program. I remember going to Wembley many years ago, and I remember buying a program there for. I remember it was England Uruguay. It was in 1995. And I bought a program. I was into buying programs. Now I don't really collect anything now. Do you collect anything, Ryan? West Ham wise and all that sort of thing.
Nah, not really. Not like when I was younger. I used to collect all the videos and let's say older videos and programs and things like that. But yeah, no, I don't.
Me and my brother used to be mad on program. I don't think I've bought a program in fuck knows how long. In fact, last year I can reveal it now because the season's over. I found one of them. Season program books after the first game.
Yeah.
Where I think Scotty had one. So if you bought a certain ticket, you get a token, a book of tokens to get programs for the season. And I found one on the floor, and I tried to look through whose it was. I couldn't find who it was. So I give it to my mate Nick Tucker. That's how interested I am in a program. You know.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not into programs and that. So if anyone's got one spare next to me, or if
I'll have a breeze through it, but
I'll flick through it, and that's it. I think the last one I bought
was the one we was in.
No, I don't even think I bought that. To be fair, I don't even think I bought that. But yeah, that was the one when we was in. But
I remember picking one up like just randomly because I don't even breeze through them a lot. I remember picking one up and randomly and seeing our picture in there. That was a big surprise.
So, someone's just said there, pin badges. I did used to do that when I was younger. I used to collect the pin badges as well.
We should get a West Ham Fan TV pin badge, shouldn't we?
Yeah, but someone's just said there that they only were selling like 7,500 programs per game, like home games. Like, so you can sort of understand.
That's a lot, though. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of programs.
Yeah, when there's 60-odd thousand season ticket.
That's sort of like. What's it? 7, 5, 15, 6. It's sort of like, I don't know, 12.5% or something of the stadium.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, I suppose. But look, they're trying to mix it up a bit. But I just felt like maybe that's the last of the old traditions at West Ham.
Do we still give free tickets to the local area? If so, how many? Says Gary Page. I don't even think we fucking started that.
Yeah, no, we do. But we do it for more of the cup games, don't we? Like the Carling Cup games and things like that. I don't think they've done it for any Premier League games. So I think they've done quite a lot against Birmingham in the FA Cup last year.
Yeah.
Like they're probably giving them for away tickets.
Yeah. Just come back from the chip eat and got just chips and battered Mars bar. You had that before? Yeah, I have. I have had a battered Mars bar. I like them, but I like them too much. They're heart attack waiting to happen for me, mate. I'm only about 3 KFCs up with an heart attack. Terence Crane says, Nicky and Ryan, we need to be careful. We could be in a relegation. Oh, come on, Terence. Cheer up a little bit, mate.
I can't see you. You're not on my screen no more, mate.
Well, I ain't.
No, you're just the West Ham Fan TV logo.
Oh, all right. Well, that looked better than my face. Amos Chat says, I love a battered Mars bar. You'll have a battered anything up in Scotland, boys. Joey O'Brien says, Nicky, big fan of the pie and mash. I'm a massive fan of pie and mash.
Yes, mate. Love a bit of pie and mash. I ain't had pie and mash
bit of P&M, mate, on a Saturday. Love it.
I ain't had pie and mash for ages.
Andy Wall says, Gio, you fat bastard. But I'm going to show that because it's hidden. Andrew Do says, what do you think our best formation is at this point? Who fucking knows? I don't know. I don't know. What is our best formation? To be fair, I've only seen one or two. I can't really turn around and say this one or that one. So it's up to Pellegrini. It's not my forte. James Osborne says, see you boys in the Golden Grove once. Is that your local pre-match pub? Not really. I wouldn't say it is. We've been there quite a few times.
I ain't really got a local pub really. I used to go in the Queen's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Been in the Black Ball. Been in Langthorn, which is now the Abbey Tap or whatever it is. But yeah, the Grove's got a lovely beer garden. And look, you get food in there, cheap booze, and it's not even that far from the ground. So yeah, I'll just go wherever I can get in.
Yeah, you know me. I'm very claustrophobic, don't like crowds. So wherever I can get in. And if I can get there nice and early.
There you are.
Well, you see me now. Yeah, as long as I can get in, I don't really give a monkeys. Pie Mash and Liquor, Hermit Road, get in. Yes, mate, that's where we're from. That's where we grew up. We grew up on Pie Mash and Liquor in the Hermit Road.
George's Pie Mash.
George's, yeah. David Brooks, I wish that jacket was on sale on our website for those of us in the US to purchase. Keep your eyes out.
Is it not on sale? I thought it'd be on the club.
Where is it? Club website.
The club shipped to America, don't they?
Is it a new one?
No, I've had this ages. I don't really wear it now.
Maybe they just don't do it anymore. Old
school badge.
Thoughts on the BT script predictors finish 11th. BT can fuck off. Candyman says Hermit Road in Canning Town. Yes, mate. That's where we're from. We grew up. I grew up on Ordnance Road. Ryan grew up up the road. I won't say his address because his mum still lives there, so I won't divulge where she's from. But yeah, we live very close to each other. Do you think Antonio can play the shadow striker role? I think he's going to have a great season. Yeah, I do think he can. Do you?
Sorry, mate, say that again because it broke up there.
Do you think Antonio can play the shadow striker role?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big season for Antonio. I think Pellegrini. I mean, there's rumours with him obviously being linked to Crystal Palace. I can't see that myself. I like Antonio. You know, I think he proved a lot of people wrong, including us, at the end of last season. And he's got a couple of goals in pre-season. I think he looked quite sharp yesterday. He seems to have bulked up again, but he looks a lot trimmer. If that sort of makes sense, he hasn't bulked up as much as he did a couple of seasons ago. So yeah, I think he can play off. I think he can play out front on his own if we need him to. But yeah, look, Antonio's going to be a great squad player for us next season.
Oh, look who's in the house. How lucky can one guy be? Who is it, Ryan?
Dean Martin.
And she kissed me. Yeah.
Dean Martin.
He says, I wish West Ham would change back to the old badge. I'll tell you what.
I think we all do, mate.
We have got a badge coming up. A badge change coming up for next year, haven't we?
Yeah, it's the anniversary shirt. So yeah, I think they will go a bit retro on it. Which, do you know what? It could backfire in a way because people might love that badge so much that the season after, when they revert back to the new badge that we've got now, they might kick up a bit of a fuss. But look, it's nice that they're going to do that. To be honest, I'm going to be totally honest with you. Like that, as much as I love the old badge, the new badge I don't think it's that bad. You know, I'm getting quite used to it. I think it actually looks.
They plaster it in your face every year, mate. You do get used to them at the end of the day.
That's what I'm saying. I think you grow to, you know, you get you grow towards it, didn't you? Sort of. But look, I'll have the old
just
badge
get
back
used
tomorrow.
to seeing it, didn't you? Tax potential. You boys, Eastleigh or Cumberland? Well, he was Eastleigh and I was Cumberland.
Eastleigh Community School.
We got sports on the roof. Faults on Slaven Bilic and his West Bromwich Albion job.
Yeah, good luck to him. Dixie's there as well. So yeah, good luck to him.
Matt Powell, how many West Ham shirts do you take on holiday? I'm going to say 0, but I will be taking a few this year because, as I said, watch this space. Dean Martin, get rid of London at the bottom of the badge. Ain't that a kick in the head? All rivals, says Candyman. Masuaku seems to be learning to defend. Yeah. Ryan said that earlier. I am Sentinel 22. Arsenal just announced Pepe. Thoughts on that? Massive signing, man. Massive signing.
Yeah, great signing for Arsenal, and obviously they've got Aubameyang and Lacazette, so them three up top, they're going to cause loads of teams problems. But they're a bit similar, not similar to us, but at the back they're a bit of a shambles at the back. So if they can shore that up a bit, you never know, they could be up there pushing this season. I'm not going to say they're going to win the league, but they could be pushing for that sort of top four, maybe breaking into the top three. Galaxy
Techno Beat says, fuck Arsenal. As simple as that. 1K without any subscribers. Are you happy with the signings? Yeah, I am. I am happy with the signings. Ben Watt says, when is the video with the fake kit and real kit coming out, Nick? I need to get some more footage. I want it to look like a nice bit. So I'll probably try and sort of sync that up with the beginning of the season when people start going back to the football and thinking about buying the new kits. Harry Ian says, the badge is badly designed. The hammers are too big. So the lettering is squashed in at the top. Yeah, I like that sort of scroll normally because then you can fit the writing in. Americans love us on holidays. Yeah, I bet they do. I don't think anybody loves Brits abroad, mate. Forever Blind Bubble says, thoughts on the game against Bilbao?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. You know, as I said earlier, I'm looking forward to seeing Fornals and Sebastian Aller get their London Stadium debuts, get a feel with the ground. It's going to probably be the first time, well, probably is the first time they've both sort of been there. They've probably visited it, but to be in the dressing room with the rest of the team, it's going to be a good run out against a difficult team. So let's hope that it don't kick off like the last time we played Bilbao in Julian Dixie's testimonial when it was like a 20-man brawl. But yeah, it's all about minutes and match fitness. So look, I'm not too bothered about what the score is going to be, but obviously I want to win on Saturday. But look, if we lose 2-0 or 2-1 or whatever, I'm not going to take it to heart and, you know, slag the players off.
Right, we're going to start wrapping this up now. Right, Mighty Badger, right, asked this question. It's not realistic. This is just, I'm sure this is just sort of make-believe sort of thing. Mighty Badger says, would you do Zaha for Antonio plus cash?
Yeah, of course you would. Look, Zaha on his day is a talent. You know, he's a great player. What would it cost? I mean, what's Antonio worth? Realistically, what's he worth?
I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard one to. I mean, he's about 29, isn't he now?
Yeah. So would you say that in today's market he's worth between 25 and 30 million?
I would say that would be a fair evaluation.
So then you've got to whack another 40 million cash on top to get Zaha. I don't think West Ham are ever going to do that.
I like, the thing is with him, Zaha, I'd love to have someone like Zaha at the club. Obviously, he's a good player in that, but he's versatile. Do you know what I mean? And when like that's worth a little bit of money in the fact that like he will play up front for you, play on the wing for you, play right back for you, play fucking centre back if you ask him to. I'm pretty sure, but like he's a versatility, and you lose that versatility because Zaha is a fucking luxury. Let's be fair. He's a fantastic player, but he's a luxury player, and I don't think we can afford to, with like our situation at the minute, lose the versatility, especially of the playing up front aspect of it at the minute, and lose it to a luxury winger like Zaha.
Yeah, I totally agree. And as you said, he's a versatile player, and he's never moaned, does he, Antonio? You know,
and he's done a decent job anywhere he's gone. While he's never, I've never seen him in a position where I think, oh fucking hell, he's awful today.
Yeah. No, as you said, if you wanted to play right back, he'll play right back. He'll play wing back. He'll play in goal if you give him a pair of gloves, most probably. But yeah, no, look, it's yeah. I don't know.
Galaxy Techno Beat says, Nicky, at what time of the season does the shirts from the store come on sale?
They're already on sale.
Yeah, they
are on sale now.
I think he means on sale.
Oh,
when they've got money off. There will be a weekend, I'm pretty sure, in the next month where there'll be some sort of offer of free printing or free delivery or something like that. So there'll be a sale. But when it gets to nearer Christmas, you'll start to see like a little 10% off or a little 15% off days and all that sort of thing. And then probably in about February or January, you'll start to see the 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% off. Andy Walsh, with players, we've got this. This is the most confident you've been. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, you got to be you got to be confident, sort of going into the season. You know, as we said the other day, look, Manchester City, you can't get any tougher starting game. You know, but anything from that is a bonus. You know, if we get something, if we get 3 points, unbelievable. But then you got to look at the running we've got after that. They're the sort of games that we need to make sure that we do pick up points. And if we can get into sort of like September, October time around that top 7, top 6, or whatever, then that sets up your season. You know that you're gonna try to push for that Europa League spot, and then you can go into January if you need to get any signings in. You do it, and then you have a last push for the season. So,
Randy Jackson says, "Is your schedule Mondays and Thursdays?" I think that's what we're going to be aiming for, mate. Unless something catastrophic happens, I think Mondays and Thursdays are going to be like the main sort of days.
Yeah, I think we went a bit early tonight because we were sort of both home early. But it will be, what, 7 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays?
Mondays and Thursdays, yeah, I would say so. It may change from Mondays to Tuesdays, depending on something else, but we've got to discuss that. But
it might change to Wednesdays to Fridays.
Yeah, it could do, but it could do. But at the moment, we're going for Mondays and Thursdays right at this second. But obviously, as I said, it's subject to change. But when it does change, we'll let you all know well in advance. We're going to be coming up with a schedule where you'll see what content's coming up, and we'll be tweeting it out everywhere. If you don't follow us on Twitter, go follow us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV. Go follow us on Instagram, West Ham Fan TV, Facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV. Follow us on all the socials there so you can keep up to date on sort of schedules and things like that. If you're new around here, of course, 305 of you are watching at the moment. Click the subscribe button on the tab down below and click the bell icon, and you'll be notified every time we go live or every time there's a video that goes live.
On the social was recorded just before we done this, so that should be out.
That'll be up tomorrow morning, I believe, on the social. So look out for on the social. Obviously, the Bill Bell game build up as well. There'll be a transfer video tomorrow. So there's loads of stuff coming up. There's going to be fan cams. Obviously, I was saying to Ryan last night, and I know that some of you guys like them. I'm feeling a little mini documentary coming in me, but I was trying to think of something to do. I was doing one, right? And I did mention it a little while ago. I was doing one of these documentaries before the laptop got caught in the rain, but I can't for the fucking life of me but think about what I was doing it about. And I've said it.
As I said to you last night, maybe you should do like a documentary on the rise and fall of Graham.
Yeah, the growth of the eyebrows.
Just follow him about for a month.
Sean Swadley says about the sales on the shirts. Father's Day, I always get emails about money off. Nikki, have you got the West Ham Fan TV t-shirts done yet? Gorgeous. I don't know if you're calling me gorgeous, mate, but you need to take the shit out of your eyes if you are. They are close. I'm just going to say that. They are close. Would you take 70 million for Diop, mate? Also, why can't we push for UCL, boys? Anyone can push for UCL. It's just that fucking, I don't know.
As someone said a similar question on the social, and I just said, look, the Champions League top 4 is elite. You know, they're the elite teams, and to break into that is tough for anyone outside the top 4. But it's changing. You know, you not only got your top 2 no more or your top 4, you've got 6 or 8 teams that now can sort of break into it. So it's getting better. It's getting more competitive. And next season, I just can't wait for next season. This is probably one of the most excited seasons I've been waiting for.
Joe, I might do a documentary on. I might do a documentary on the grounds. Somebody said that the last documentary was on strikers. I believe it was on strikers, but I did have a voiceover all planned out, and I really can't remember what I've done now. So I'm going to have to have a little think. But I might do a little documentary where I go around and visit the old grounds. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Brown Road. Is it Brown Road? Memorial Grounds, obviously Upton Park,
Hermit Road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, might do that. Might do
yeah,
that.
that's a good idea, mate.
Is there an alien watching right on the rest of the right of the screen? What is that? That's me, I think.
No, that's there. Look,
Where?
that's that. It's a light.
Oh, is it?
It's like it's one of these Ponzi lights that your missus makes you buy to put in the corner of the front room to make it look, like one of them ones. Never goes on.
I've got one of them over
I
there.
don't even think
It's like it looks like one of them lights that you get out in a lighthouse. These fucking steer ships around with.
I don't even think it's got light bulbs in it. It just stands there. It's a bit like what Graham used to be on Post Match Pint. Just stand there and look pretty.
Joe O'Brien, Nicky, what's for dinner tonight? So nothing yet, mate. The little one's out. He's with his nan for the weekend. The missus is working late. So nothing at the minute. I'll have to go out and when I finish this live stream and decide what we're having because I'm sure she'll be home in a minute.
I don't know what I've got, but I can smell it and it smells nice. So
Gary Page, is that Nigel behind your curtains, Nicky? Yeah, probably the wonky chops. I saw Graham in a pub at London Bridge on Tuesday. More than likely, mate.
Oh, well, he told us he was busy on Tuesday, so now you've grassed him right up, so he's going to get a right hook.
SDG Gaming, do a documentary on food selections at away ground. That might be something that I can do later on because obviously I haven't got no footage of the food selections at away grounds, and I'll have to spend the whole fucking season going there and filming pies and hot dogs. Lewis Warren, does Wilshire start over Noble?
Yeah, fully fit. He does for me because look, you know me. I'm not gonna. I love Mark Noble. I love him to bits, but a fully fit Jack Wilshere, you can't sort of compare him. Jack Wilshere offers you so much going forward, but look, you can. If Jack Wilshere obviously works on his defensive side as well, but we know he's going to put a tackle in. We know that. Even yesterday against Hertha Berlin, he went in with a crunching tackle. It's good to see, and Jack Wilshere looks back to his best. Some people don't rate Jack Wilshere. I don't get why. Because I like Jack Wilshere. I've liked him since he first burst onto the scene. He's a technically gifted player. Watching him for England, he was great for England when he was in the team. I remember him scoring 2 belters away. I can't remember who it was now. It might have been Slovakia or someone like that. He's got 2 great goals, and him linking up with Lanzini, Fornals, Anderson, Yarmolenko, he's going to create chances for our strikers this season. So as long as he's fully fit, yeah, he starts for me.
Rice struggles on his own, says Gary Page. The thing is with the Mark Noble thing is that a squad player these days is just as important as a starter. Do you know what I mean? There's room for everybody. You ain't got to start like say, oh, Wilshere starts. They'll sort of like interchange throughout the season. There'll obviously be injuries and stuff like that. But if you're not a starter, it doesn't mean you're not important to the team. And that's where I think sometimes last year, that's where Mark Noble shown the most. Is when he was sort of like coming into the side from the bench. And when we needed a little lift, so.
Yeah, squad. As you said, squad players are just as important as the starting 11. It's difficult to keep certain players happy. Someone like Hernandez, if he's sitting on the bench, he ain't going to be happy. Mark Noble ain't going to be happy. But when they come on, it's their time to prove why they should be in the first 11. And that's what it's all about. You can't start 22 players, unfortunately. There's 11 players that at the time, Pellegrini thinks they're better than you. So you've got to prove that you're better than them to get into the starting 11.
Penny Lawless, the mother of the famous Dan Lawless, says, great show again, gents. Thank you very much, Penny. I'll see you in a couple of weeks, I'm sure. SDG Gaming, Mark Noble will end up as a Gerrard in his older days, coming off depth at the end. Yeah, I agree. Galaxy Techno Big says, Nicky, at what day and at what time will you do the next live stream? Monday at 7 o'clock. Yeah. Station 3576 says, Grandad had a shop in a Green Gate, took me down to Barking Road age 5 to bring us, see us bring the cup home in 64. Then age 7, we won the World Cup. I've seen us win 3 FA Cups and feel very privileged. You should feel very privileged, mate, because I'm 36 years old now. Am I 36 or 37?
38.
No, I'm not 38. No,
you're 37. No, you're 37 this year.
37 this year. I'm 37 this year, and I've never seen us win anything but in the Toto Cup.
No,
Matt Powell and the Betway Cup a couple of times.
That's for him to see that, to see him, and obviously England win the World Cup as well. That's amazing, and you can only be sort of jealous of them sort of things because we haven't seen that yet. But I'm hoping within the next few years. Look, I'd go to my grave happy with one FA Cup. The memories and that. So let's hope it happens.
Nicky, my old man, has a programme signed by Bobby Moore, Martin Peters, and Jeff Hurst in the attic. He refuses to sell it. So have I. I've got one of them somewhere. I've definitely got a Bobby Moore autograph. You've got one, Ryan, haven't you?
Yes, on the wall up there.
Station 3576. Wish I could trade one. Could trade one for you lads, if only. Trade one what, mate? You don't have to trade anything for us. We're here all the time. Ben Watt says at Broomfield Hospital, this is a proper helping past the time. Thanks, Ben. Glad to help you through your waiting room woes, mate. Ziad Akira says, how long do you think Pellegrini will last? By looking at him, not very long, because he looks like he can drop dead any minute. He looks like a corpse, doesn't he? But I think as long as he needs, and as long as he's comfortable,
as long as he's doing well, as long as he's doing well. Like I said, if he starts off next season and we don't pick up a point in the first 5 or 6 games, there'd be pressure on him straight away because once again we've spent money. If it's not working out, then pressure's on the manager. But look,
Kenny, because I'm worried about him dying.
Do you know what? He's only 36.
Yeah, I know. He's younger than me. Born a month before me. What do you reckon of that Spencer Owen video of the Premier League script predicting this season? We're predicted to be 11th and the Palace 10th. As I said earlier, mate, load of bollocks made up by a load of bollocks. It's a promotion thing at the end of the day. They want you to buy their subscription. They're sending out these scripts to influencers. And it's a load of nonsense, really.
A lot of people are saying that I've seen it a few times on here about mentioning Jose. If Pellegrini, I mean, we'll make this the last question. If Pellegrini was to go, would someone like Jose Mourinho, do you think he'd be a good fit at West Ham? Because he's always managed, I'm not saying we're at a top club, but he's managed elite clubs like Man United, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Inter Milan. Do you think maybe a club like West Ham would be a good fit for him?
No, I don't.
Oh, well,
I see an interview with him on Sky Sports talking about Chelsea and Lampard. And I saw him and he was going, yeah, he's got to give youth a chance. And I was thinking, you've got some fucking sauce, you. You know what I mean? Like, he's one person. He's one of the worst managers ever. He only lasts in a job for two years. Sometimes, like in his third season, it seems to go sour if he ain't already left because he's too. He's one of them people that are so focused on winning. I'll tell you a story about the Jose, right? About when you remember the doctor? It started to sour at Chelsea after the doctor, right? Because this is the mentality of the man, the fucking like small mindedness of the man. He wants to spend all your money so he makes himself look good. He's not worried about what club it is. Like if he was worried about what club it is, when he left Chelsea, he wouldn't have gone to Man United. They're rivals, right? They're rivals. And not only would he not gone to Man United, he wouldn't be fucking sitting there teasing Chelsea fans. He spent 2 spells with them and was very successful with them. But he's only worried about himself. He's only worried about his own image. That's why he wants to spend all the money. That's why he wants to buy the right players. That's why he ain't got time to fucking bring in. Like they sold, I know Lukaku's turned out to be a dog shit, but they sold him. They sold Salah. They sold De Bruyne. Two of them are two of the world's best players, and they never got a chance under him because he doesn't want to worry about the legacy of the club or bringing through the youth so they can be. He's worried about success and instant success, just so he looks good himself, right? Now, that doctor row that he had, right? He was berating that doctor, and this is what turned it sour for him at Chelsea, right? He was berating that doctor as she was running onto the pitch. They had a man down, right? Now, football is a funny old game. And in the last few years, because of the intensity of the game, because of the fucking power of the game and all this sort of thing, we've seen some very, very serious injuries, almost deaths, right? Now, if one of your players, and this was Hazard that was down on the pitch, right? Hazard was down on the pitch and he was injured, right? Now, the doctor run on, yeah, without his permission. And Eva Canero, that's right, Sofiane. Eva Canero, she run on because her first priority as a doctor and as a medical person is the welfare of her player. He could be sitting there choking on his tongue. I can't remember the thingy, but you know, we've had incidents in football in the last couple of years where people have nearly dropped down dead on the pitch, right? So if they're down, they're entitled to get. He didn't want her to run on a pitch because it stopped the game to stop him from fucking attacking. Now, if the welfare of your players isn't the first thing on your mind, that's not someone that I want at my club, because winning anything comes second to the welfare of a player, right? It might not have been serious. Hazard might have been, you know, just being a bit of a pussy like he was for a long time. But I want my manager to think about the people. And if he's not even thinking about the players, the people that he's in the dressing room with, the people that he's working with, what's he going to think about the fans? He doesn't give a fuck about any fans. He doesn't get a fuck about anybody apart from himself. And that is why I would not take Jose Mourinho over any manager, any fucking manager in this league.
I only asked you that question because I knew you was going to have a little outburst, because we've had this conversation so many times. I'm the same as you, you know. Look, when Mourinho first came to this country at Chelsea, he was that character that he was, just, you know, he come over, I'm the special one and all that. And but over the years, his ego's got too big. And no, I'm the same as you. He's not the sort of person I'd want to see at West Ham. I think the club's too good for him. We don't want him. I'd rather have Mark Noble.
There's a reason he's sitting there out of a job now.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's sitting there out of a job. He's meant to be the most special manager in the world. I don't see anybody clambering over themselves to go and get him. You know? Yeah. So that's it. So sorry, mate. We was meant to be finishing 10 minutes ago before I went into a fucking rant.
No, you're all right, mate.
Okay. Should we leave it there?
Yeah.
Do you want to say thank you to everybody?
Yeah. Thank you for everyone in the chat, everyone watching. It was a bit earlier tonight, so. But look, if you've joined us late, you can, as soon as we end this video, you can go back and watch it. So yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to West Ham Fan TV. Go and follow us on all our socials, as I said earlier. One thing left to say, Ryan.
Come on, you Irons.
Come on, you Irons.